Broad Street.
No, it is the bye week here for the Philadelphia Eagles. And the first thing you're going to say to yourself is, boy, Corey and Jay look awfully a lot the same as they did the week before in the way that they dressed. Well, you know what? We do, because we like to wear the same thing every week. So don't think we just recorded it back to back, because we didn't. This is a brand new week, people. So anyway, welcome to the Eagles Fly podcast. I am Corey Alexander.
I'm J-Bliss.
And we like to dress exactly the same all the time. That's what we do. So anyway, thank you for coming here to our bye week show. We're going to be real short and sweet on this one. We wanted to give you a little preview of the Eagles-Packers game. Some things happened too with the NFL. We still think the Eagles are the second best team in the NFL, even after the bye week. So I don't think that's changed, right, Jay?
100%, man. 100%.
They look so good in the bye week. It's unbelievable. The only thing that we do not have any updates, it's going to seem a little weird, is that in case there's any trades or anything, we might have to re-update this. But for right now, this is really about the Packers preview. We want to get into it. So the Eagles are playing at the Packers at Lambeau. This is going to be a big-time matchup. Let me get into the background here, Jay. The Packers offense, pretty solid. Right now, they are the 7th-ranked offense in the NFL, 7th in pass, 16th in run, 5th in scoring. So what you got with the Packers, you got Jordan Love and Josh Jacobs on the offense. Pretty tough guys. I agree with you that we talked about this. I'd rather have Jalen Hurts over Jordan Love for the one game. But for right now, Jordan Love looks really good. Josh Jacobs is getting back to being better. He had a little slow start, but he looks real good. They just got Watson back from his ACL tear last year, so he's looking good. They got Golden, the guy, their first-round receiver. And then, of course, the biggest threat, I think, Jay, that I didn't realize they have is this guy Kraft. We just saw on Monday night. Mm-hmm. He's a pretty special player. So what are your thoughts there on the offense in general at the Packers? What concerns you at all?
I don't think it concerns me a lot. I think with Fangio's defense, Fangio likes to keep everything in front of him. He's going to play a two deep shell so that there's no big play going over the top to beat us. And I think we'll just have to keep everything in front of us. We get down to the red zone. We're one of the top teams when it comes to red zone defense, and Jordan Love's going to have to make a decision. He's either going to be able to get the ball to somebody or he's going to get sacked. So I don't have the concern that most people might have when it comes to the Packers. We've beat them twice last year, and it wasn't anything that we were sweating over. It wasn't anything like, oh, my God, they're going to come back and beat us. Until they show me they can do it against us, I'm not concerned at all. This is not a game that I fear at all.
Well, it was essentially a lot of the same team last year to this year. I think the biggest thing was, again, Golden, the wide receiver, the first-round picks, playing pretty well. Not great, but he's still a threat. He's a fast guy. The first game obviously was close, though, Jay. I mean, that came down to like
it was the first game of the season.
Right, I know, but it's still close.
Yeah, it was close, yeah.
And then, of course, I thought that's who it was. The wild card game was against the Packers. I was trying to think today who was that first game. It was the Packers. And I thought Eagles handled them pretty well throughout the whole game. There wasn't any real threat. Right. It was a pretty solid game, but it wasn't a big threat. I think we were in control most of the time. So yeah. I agree. I still think their offense can be pretty good. Obviously, if they're 5th in scoring, they can score a lot of points. They're 7th overall in offense. It's a solid offense. We just have to let Vic do his thing. And
you say it's a solid offense, but who have they played? That's the question. You have a solid offense against we had a great offensive output against the Giants defense that is trash, if you will. You understand what I'm saying? And like, we know they tied Dallas. Come on, man. Come on. You know what I'm saying?
So let's look at the Packers regular season. So they did beat the Lions, so that's a pretty good team.
That's a good team.
And they beat them pretty handily.
First game of the season, yes.
Then they beat the Commanders with Jaden Daniels, so that's another pretty solid win.
Mm-hmm.
They lost to the Browns. That's pretty pathetic.
Come on, man. That we talking night and day right now.
All right, but the first two games they played very well.
That's my point. That's my point. Their stinker of a loss came to the Browns. Our stinker of a loss came to the Giants. Now you got your 2 good wins, which is wow. You beat the Lions. Wow, you actually, you naming teams that they beat, right? We beat the Chiefs, right? We beat the Rams. We beat the Bucks. These are all winning teams. They all have winning records.
True.
They lost to a team with a losing record. We lost to a team with a losing record. So before we give them praise for beating the Lions, right? I'm just saying. Before we give them praise for beating the Lions, I'm like, hold on, man. We beat the Chiefs, dog. Relax. You beat the Commanders. The Commanders lost 3 in a row right now. So are they really that good?
I know. All right, so they tied the Cowboys. Pathetic.
Right.
They did beat the Bengals, but they beat the Bengals without Joe Burrow, so that doesn't really count.
We know the Bengals are trash.
Yeah, but that's without Joe Burrow, so that's as an asterisk against that one.
Right.
They beat the Cardinals, who are not that good.
Right.
Cardinals do have a losing record. They're 2-5.
And they beat Pittsburgh.
Browns are losing record. Commanders losing record. Lions have a winning record. So they beat one team with a winning record. They lost to Browns with a losing record.
Right.
Then they just beat the Steelers, who do have a winning record, but I don't think they're that great. So
You see my point. You see my point now. Like
they haven't. I mean, Steelers aren't trash, though. I wouldn't call them trash.
The Steelers are trash.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, we looking at their record to say, "Wow, this is a really good team," and I'm asking myself, "Are they, or did they just play garbage teams?" And I'm like, I'm not getting thrown off by that. Like, don't get me wrong. We lost 2 games, and we deserve to lose those games. One, we lost just because the offense was just doing what they were supposed to do. The second one, we just overlooked this opponent, and that's just basically getting your ass kicked just by not being prepared. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, when we line up against the Packers, what I will see is you look great against teams with a horrible defense. We don't have a horrible defense. We have a valid defense.
Mm-hmm.
And can you put up that offensive production against Vic Fangio's defense? I don't think you can. Can you score 20? Probably. The Giants did. But I'm basically looking at you like, you don't scare me any more than the Giants.
Okay.
You don't. You don't scare me any more than in Washington. It's like we're supposed to beat you. We are good enough. We have enough talent to beat you. There's no fear about playing the Packers.
I don't have fear.
Could we lose? Yeah, if we fuck up. But it could, like.
And the Eagles done fucked up, and that's how they lost. Back to you, Bob.
They lost the game, Jim. Back to you. That's how I look at it. The Packers are not a team where I'm like, this is a team that's going to be a problem for us in the end of the season. Right now in the NFC, what team causes me pause? We beat them already, and that's the Bucks.
Yeah. Yeah, but they don't give me pause anymore because they're banged up. They're just too injured.
But we don't know what they're going to be like at the end of the season.
Right.
But then the Rams don't scare me either, even though we only won because of a blocked field goal. I'm like, we got y'all. We can figure y'all out, man. We pretty much just got y'all number. They the ones that got to put up 40 to beat us.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
So let's get into the Packers offense, which I still think is solid. I mean, again, I'm not putting them in the elite category. They're just solid. It's a solid offense. You got to give them that much. Let's get into their defense now. They are ranked 6th in defense, pretty solid as well. 15th in pass, so they're a little vulnerable to the pass. If you can hold up Micah and the rest of that group, you can pass on this team. They're very stout against the run. They're 3rd against the run, and they're 10th in scoring. So it's a pretty solid defense all around, and I do believe that Parsons made it better. So here's your thing. As you go to this team, they're pretty stacked from beginning to back. You got Parsons and Gary as a pretty good twosome in that defensive line.
Yeah.
Actually, Gary leads them with sacks, by the way, over Parsons. But, Parsons is just a wrecker. I do love their linebackers. I love Cooper and Walker. I wanted them to draft Cooper, but Green Bay got him. I think that guy's going to be real good for a long time. But you got Cooper and Walker linebackers. So you got 2 pretty good guys on the line, 2 good guys on the linebackers. And then you got Xavier McKinney, who I really love as safety too. He's a kind of a do-it-all. He's kind of like the Cooper DeJean, but he plays safety. He can do everything. He can do slot, this, that, cover deep, go up and do the run. So I think they got a pretty good defense. So what, and again, not scares you, but what, any even small concern about that defense in your mind?
No. I mean, if they have a good pass rush and we have a game plan like we did against the Giants, which was quick screens, getting the ball out of Jalen's hands fast enough, I feel good about what we can do. That back end doesn't scare me as much, especially with the weapons that we have. It's just, have a good game plan. And if Saquon can run, it's kind of like floodgates can open up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just their run defense is third, so they're pretty stout. But I think, we went up against Baltimore last year. They had the #1 run defense, and we didn't run over them, but we ran for like 130 yards.
Yeah.
So we can do it. I think that's the biggest thing. So what would be give me your 3 keys to that win over the Packers?
The 3 keys for me to win the game against the Packers, number 1 is to stop the run. So if Josh Jacobs can't get off, then you basically make Jordan Love throw the ball in the air all game. And then when you do that, it's basically, a Dak Prescott situation where somebody's going to turn the ball over. Like, you can't just pass 40, 45 times a game and think you're going to beat us. I do think that BG's back. Hopefully Nolan Smith is back, and we have enough pressure. I do know that we did cause problems for Jordan Love last year when it came to him having time in the backfield. So I think if we can get that defensive pressure there, it just makes everything else better. So defensive line, stopping their run game, and us establishing our run game. And I think that is the difference in the game.
All right. I think my 3 keys, we're going to start with this, which has been all season, is no turnovers. I think would be huge. Just if you don't give them the ball in any sense of form, I think we can. I think that goes to your thing. If we don't mess up, we can win this game, pretty handily.
Right.
But we can't give them any inches, because if we do any turnovers, that's going to flip that field and it's going to be ugly.
Right.
So I think that starts number 1. Number 2, I think, again, also too, no bad penalties, no drive-giving penalties, whether it's on defense or offense. Got to keep play a clean game, both in the first 2 is one thing. The last thing I think with the key to me would be, I think for offense, staying with that, mixing things up.
Yeah.
I think you got to keep it. And I know that you don't think Parsons is this and that, but he can be a game wrecker, at least in the sense of that he can fly around the field. So if you can keep him at bay, which we've done with Dallas, I mean, he did have a lot of sacks on us, but he didn't wreck our game. Whether he got 2 sacks or not, he didn't wreck it, and we still won.
Right.
So I think if we can mix it up enough to keep him just off balance and keep the offense like they were, I think that's it. So those are my 3 keys. What's your final score for the Green Bay game?
The Green Bay game for me would be Eagles 28, Packers 14.
Okay. I'm going to go Eagles 21, Packers 19, and the Packers fall short of a 62-yard field goal at the end of the game.
Okay.
That's what I'm going to go with. It's funny enough, by the way, we're talking about this game. The guy who Nick Sirianni was going back and forth with as far as best winning percentage was Matt LaFleur last year. And I think Matt LaFleur is still like second. So you're talking about a guy and that's the other aspect that I think we should incorporate in this whole thing is that, yeah, I get the Packers aren't too scary, but you got a great coach in Matt LaFleur. I mean, a great coach. I mean, he's the kind of guy that I would love to have on our team if we didn't have Nick Sirianni.
Right.
I like Matt a lot. I think he does a great job. I think he's up there with, Shanahan as a very, very good football mind, not even just offensively, but just a good football mind. So I like that a lot. Also, last week, we did a little trivia, and we're going to run that back because, again, if you didn't get it, we want to make sure that you do get it. So if you're listening in this week, this is early on. If you didn't get it last week and we didn't see you or you didn't put it in comments, we're going to do this again. Eagles ran for over 270 yards against the Giants. They had 2 running backs who ran over 100 yards each. When's the last time that happened, and who was it? Who were the 2 running backs? Jackson Dart was going to be the second rookie quarterback to beat us twice in the season, but it didn't happen, thank God. So there is only one quarterback that beat us twice in his rookie season against the Eagles all time. Who is it, and when was it? Last but not least, Hurts had back-to-back passer ratings of 140. 140. Who were the other 2 quarterbacks in Eagles history to have back-to-back over 140 passer ratings. So get that into us so we win those prizes. Let's also now, since we have a little bit of time here, get to my 2 questions because I think these are important. So I have a little thing on AJ, but I want to hear you first. So what do you think happens to AJ, whether it's this season, next season, or even in season next season? What do you think happens with AJ?
I mean, honestly, I just think that he might be one of those people that's just never going to be happy.
But what do you do with him? If you're the GM, are you trading him at the deadline? Are you trading him after the season? Or do you trade him next season? What do you do with him?
Trading him during the season is too much of a distraction.
Right. I agree.
I think that after the season is over, hopefully it ends in a Super Bowl. We ask some honest questions and we say, look, man, if you're not happy here, we can get you somewhere else. Because we don't want you being a downer in this locker room.
Right.
We need you to be a leader and we don't need you to be a distraction. And if you are going to be a distraction, you got to go. You're not bigger than the team. The team is going to go on for long after you, and we will go on next year without you. So he's got to get over himself, man. I mean, and realize that the game he's not bigger than the game. If he'd be happy somewhere else, then go, man. Like, you know, I'm happy to cheer for you as an Eagles fan, and I'm happy to be on my team. But if you're causing a problem, dude, you got to go. And that go for anybody. If it's the quarterback, if it's the kicker, it's the long snapper, I don't give a damn who you are. You got to go, bro. You're not going to mess up my happiness.
See, here's the thing is that Seth Joyner talked about this, that there's probably some conversations going on internally in the NovaCare complex. I have to believe only the person talking to him is probably Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts. Those are the only 2 guys that really can talk to him and have any kind of street cred with that. I believe that they're both saying, shut the hell up. Just shut up. Right. And I don't believe it's sinking in. I think AJ is going to be AJ. AJ's like T.O. He's like Antonio Brown. They're going to be who they are.
Yeah.
You're not going to shut him up. And in fact, I think the more you tell him to shut up, the more he's going to talk.
Yep.
I do believe deep down he's a good guy, and he just really wants to shine and help his team win. He likes getting that ball. And like you were saying, I think you made a great point. The only way a receiver knows how to play football is to get that ball.
Yeah.
I mean, blocking's nice. This is nice. Running the route's nice because you're taking away from other people. But at the end of the day, you want the damn ball.
Right.
So to me, this is what I predict. I think they get through the season. I don't think they have any plans at all in trading him this season. They know that's just not going to happen. Because, first of all, you never get full value mid-season. You never do.
Right.
I think at the end of the year, I think they still look to keep him. I think they did what you did. I think they sit him down being like, tell us straight up, do you want to be here or not? Because if not, we'll get rid of you. But if he's like, no, I want to stay, I just want the ball. And they're like, okay, it's the same routines. We're going to probably fall back in the same habits. I definitely doing some exploratory looks because let's also remember this, Jay, what I told you. The Titans' biggest reason was not because he was a malcontent or anything else, is because they were worried about his knees. His knees are still not 100%.
Right.
And remember last year in the playoffs, he was not 100% because of that knee. The one knee was holding him back. He had to get it drained of fluid every game. So you're talking about a guy that is going to be elite for another 3 or 4 years minimum, for sure.
Right.
But if that knee ever goes and his hammy soft tissue start thinning up, you trade him, you're probably going to come out on the better end of that. But if you don't, he's elite somewhere else, then so be it. You missed out. But if I was Howie, I would definitely look into seeing if I can get full value for him. Yeah. He's gone after the end of the season.
Yeah.
So that would be my biggest thing. Here's the last one. I don't know if you thought about this, but throw that to you before. Who is your least favorite Eagles player and why?
Right now?
No, of all time. Your least favorite player of all time.
Of all time, least favorite Eagle player of all time. You should have had me prepared for this one.
All right, how about we'll do this? We'll do all time. Nadim Asamoah. Okay.
Yeah.
This was posed to online, and that I believe, just casually listening, I believe that was the number one answer.
Yeah, because that was such a we thought oh my God, I remember when that trade went through. I'm like, yo, we got Nnamdi too.
Like he was a free agent. He was a free agent.
Yeah, so we already had everything on lock. We had everything on lock. Like, oh man, we got this, we got that, we got this, we got this. Then it was like, we got Nnamdi. I was like, we got Nnamdi Asomugha too? And we thought that nobody was going to be able to score on us. We thought that our score was going to be something to 0. And he came in and was horrible, dude. I was like, what the hell? And I'm like, yeah, I think it was a scheme thing. I think we were putting them too much more man to man, like not really having any coverage over the top with him. We were trying to make him a lockdown corner where that wasn't his specialty. And it turned to a shit show fast.
I think the other part too is, here's the thing with Nnamdi, and he's in my top 5.
Yeah.
But here's the other part of that. Number one, I think it was a money grab because he wanted to be an actor. He did not want to be any more football. He didn't want to mess his shit up,
right,
according to him. The other thing, and this was confirmed, he never, ever integrated himself with the team. Did you hear this? On lunchtime, he would go to his car and eat and then come back in.
No, I didn't know all that.
He used to, every day, he would get his food, go to his car, eat, and then come back. Whereas everybody else in the team ate together, he always ate by himself. He also alienated himself from everybody. He did not integrate with anybody on the team. He didn't hang out with anybody. He didn't go to the team functions. He didn't do any. He did the minimal possible he could do, and he did that on the field as well as off. So he's in my top 5.
This validated then, yeah.
I probably have to say this because it was a bad pick to begin with, which I still don't understand why we even did this. But I'm going to go with Danny the Fireman.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was 26 years old.
Yeah. You're
already drafting a guy who's really already in mid form. Like, he's a med veteran already. I mean, I don't care how great this guy, he wasn't like Zach Martin. Like, if this guy was Zach Martin, okay, draft the guy and you got him for another 7 years and he's going to be good. No, he was not that good.
Yeah.
And he even admitted the only reason he even went through with the draft, he wanted to go right to being a fireman. The only reason he went through the draft and got drafted is because he wanted the money to go be a fireman because he knew it didn't pay well.
Yeah.
So he screwed the Eagles over. They were stupid enough to draft a 26-year-old. So it was just all bad.
Yeah.
But then when you don't even make efforts, like they would know from day one in training camp, this guy wasn't even trying.
Right.
I mean, at least Nnamdi looked like he was kind of trying and he had some good games. He wasn't all bad. He had some decent games, but Danny just never looked good.
Right.
And to me, it's like, dude, if you're only getting drafted just to take the money, like, I mean, guys like John Harris and Marcus Smith, those DN guys we drafted way too soon, and they just petered out. That wasn't their fault. They just weren't drafted and they just weren't good players.
Right.
But they weren't jerks. I mean, these guys were absolute a-holes.
Yeah.
So that's my little take on that one.
Yeah.
All right. This is our Green Bay preview. We hope you enjoyed it. We're keeping it a short show tonight because it's a bye week. Ain't much going on. We both had to take a shower because we haven't showered in a week because we stayed in the same clothes. And and we got to get ourselves a shower. So we're going to be back next Tuesday, 9:00 Eastern Standard Time. It'd be basically 24 hours after the Eagles crush the Packers. Yes, because we're going to be crushing them, Jay. So we'll be here basically 24 hours after that victory to talk about the Eagles-Packers game, to wrap that up and give you all the good stuff. As always, please check us out. We are on X. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify, Facebook, Instagram. We are on YouTube, and we are on TikTok. So come check out our reels. Come check out our show. And if you have any questions, please put them in there. We want to hear from everybody out there. You guys have so many great questions. You come on. We really appreciate it. So check us out anytime. And if you subscribe to all of those things and you get the trivia right, we will send you out free merchandise because that's what we do here at Broad Street Misery and the Fly Eagles Fly podcast. So thank you for tuning in. I'm Corey Alexander along with
J-Bliss.
And we will see you next week. Take care.
Go Birds.